Most people think being talked over is just bad manners. It is more than that. It is often a quiet test of your boundaries. The moment you keep shrinking your voice to keep the peace, you teach people your words can be skipped. And every time you reward interruption with silence, apology, or over-explaining, you make it stronger. That is why this matters. Being talked over is not just about conversation. It is about whether your presence has weight. Today I'm giving you 6 Stoic phrases that help you reclaim space without shouting, forcing, or getting emotional. These are not aggressive comebacks. They are calm tools for self-respect. And most people never realize how quickly a room learns to ignore them when they do not protect their turn to speak. The first phrase is, "Let me finish." It is the cleanest way to reclaim the floor. Reaction versus restraint. Silence versus surrender. This phrase stops interruption without turning the moment into a fight. It is short, firm, and impossible to misread. Most people never realize how much authority they lose by letting every interruption pass as if it were normal. They smile, they yield, they keep going, and slowly their words start losing weight. Stoicism teaches that self-command begins when you stop giving away your turn. The hidden cost of staying quiet in the wrong moment is that people begin treating your voice like it is optional. But this phrase changes that instantly. It tells the other person your thought has value, your point is not finished, and your presence deserves completion. And the next phrase is even smoother when you want to stay respectful while still refusing to be cut off. The second phrase is, "I want to complete my thought." It is a calmer, more measured way to hold your ground. Clarity versus hesitation. Self-respect versus approval. This phrase works because it does not attack the other person. It simply makes your need for space clear. It sounds composed, not defensive. Most people never realize how much respect they lose by sounding uncertain every time they are interrupted. They lower their voice, shorten their point, and disappear before they are finished. Stoicism teaches that calm clarity is stronger than emotional force. The hidden cost of never saying this kind of phrase is that your thoughts remain half-formed in public and half-claimed in your own mind. You start speaking as if your message needs permission to exist. This phrase stops that pattern. It quietly tells the room, "I'm not rushing and I'm not disappearing." And the next phrase is useful when someone keeps jumping in too fast. The third phrase is, "One moment, I'm not done." It is the quickest way to slow the room down without losing composure. Pace versus pressure. Calm timing versus emotional rush. This phrase is useful when someone tries to jump ahead, steer the conversation, or interrupt before your point is complete. It keeps your place without sounding harsh. Most people never realize how powerful it is to control the tempo of a conversation instead of reacting to it. Stoicism teaches that timing is part of control. The hidden cost of letting others set the speed is that you start speaking in fragments while other people shape the direction. That is how voices get smaller. This phrase resets the moment and reminds everyone that your voice is not background noise. It does not escalate, it steadies. And the next phrase sets a clearer boundary when the interruption becomes repeated or disrespectful. The fourth phrase is, "Please don't interrupt me while I'm speaking." It is the cleanest direct boundary. Directness versus hesitation. Respect versus testing. This phrase is powerful because it is simple, unmistakable, and calm. It does not beg, it does not insult, and it does not over-explain. It just names the behavior and sets the standard. Most people never realize how much space they surrender by softening every boundary until it disappears. They say it too gently, too vaguely, too late, and then wonder why nothing changes. Stoicism values directness without ego, and this is exactly what that sounds like in conversation. The hidden cost of avoiding this kind of phrase is repeated disrespect, because people often repeat what they can get away with. This phrase changes the pattern by making interruption visibly unacceptable. It gives your words a border, and the final two phrases handle the moment when the conversation needs structure or needs to stop. The final two phrases are, "Let's speak one at a time," and "I'll continue when I'm not being interrupted." They are the highest level of calm control. Structure versus chaos. Dignity versus escalation. "Let's speak one at a time" creates fairness without hostility, while "I'll continue when I'm not being interrupted" sets a final condition with complete composure. Most people never realize how powerful it is to leave a disrespectful exchange without raising your voice. Stoicism teaches that control begins with self-command, not with trying to dominate the room. These two phrases make respect non-negotiable, while keeping your own behavior clean. The hidden cost of staying in a loop of interruptions is that your standards slowly disappear, one compromise at a time. And that is why these phrases are not tricks. They are signs of someone who has learned how to govern their voice. The goal is not to become louder. It is to become impossible to dismiss. A person who speaks with calm authority becomes rare, and rarity creates respect. These phrases work because they come from self-respect, not performance. A Stoic person does not fight for attention. They hold their place with composure. They do not shrink when interrupted, and they do not overcorrect with anger. They simply keep their voice steady and their standards visible. That is what changes how people respond to them. Remember this: when you stop surrendering your turn, your voice starts carrying weight. If this spoke to you, comment which phrase you need most, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, and keep building the kind of presence that cannot be easily talked over.